Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome from Warsaw, the capital of Poland, standing right at the front of this beautiful building, let me show you, which is the National Theatre in Warsaw. Very historical and iconic place, and the weather is beyond perfect for summer. We have over 30 degrees today, which actually I don't mind because I needed some more sun and energy. It's a beautiful day, guys, and we will be walking towards the square where yesterday, little did I know with my reports, what a shame, there was a parade. Poland had a celebration for Polish army. It was the day of the Polish army. You know, when I was telling you last time that it's a holiday related to Virgin Mary, that's what I thought, because as you know, I have not been living in Poland for quite a long time and I haven't followed those holidays closely. I'll just show you the statue here while we are passing by. And so, apparently, there was a parade which I personally have not watched. I might watch it later on today. That was the biggest military parade in Poland since the Cold War. And that's what took place. So we will be walking towards that area where the flowers were placed. And I will be giving you the news, guys. I have to grab my notes. I have 3 articles today for you, and all of those articles come from TASS. 2 of them are related to the money and the Russian millionaires and the approach that Russia took towards towards holding the US dollar. That's what I understand from this article, how the situation looks like. And the last article, which I will save this for the last read, is about MI6 and what they are planning to do. But in order for me to read this to you, I have to grab my notes, so just bear with me. Okay. Was able to manage. So the first article is, actually, let's start with MI6 because this is on my first page here that I didn't flip, and it says MI6 prepares Ukrainian Sabotage Group for mission in Africa. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I don't want to give you the names and all of it because the topic itself, as you know, is already very sensitive. So you can click on the link that will be in the description box just to show you the flags. We'll see a lot of Polish flags today when we are walking. Okay, let's start with this article. The task of the Ukrainian squad, formed by the British Special Services, will be to carry out sabotage attacks at the infrastructure facilities in Africa and to assassinate and to kill African leaders who are eyeing cooperation with Russia. This is the main title of this. Let me just cross the street, everyone, so at least here I save my life. Okay. Moscow. From today, August 16th, from TASS, it says UK intelligence service MI6 has prepared, so this looks like it's already done, a sabotage intelligence. 1 second, let me pass. It's not easy today because I'm like wind, reading, trying to make sense. Just bear with me. They are working here on this construction for a long time. Okay, maybe here I can stop for a moment to read you this so it makes sense. Okay, let's start again. Moscow from today, August 16th, UK Intelligence Service, MI6, has prepared the sabotage squad comprising 100 militias, if I pronounce it correctly, from Ukraine, nationalist groups, for operation on African soil. And this information comes from a military diplomatic source who has told that to TASS, according to information provided by the several sources, UK Special Services has formed and prepared for the deployment on the southern continent a sabotage and assassination squad comprising of Ukrainian nationalists and neo-Nazi groups in attempt to prevent cooperation between Russia and African countries. There is actually a very good place to sit down, but there is a fountain, so I'm not gonna take you there. Spontaneous life today, guys. Spontaneous recording, I mean. Because it is what it is. We're gonna go over there. So the BRICS are meeting, right? The summit is taking place on August 22nd. What we have today, 16th, almost in a week from now. We're gonna have BRICS having the meeting. And before I get you to my second notes, I was just wondering with the situation with Russian ruble, does it has anything to do with that meeting and the monetary approach that BRICS is taking to the dollar and euro to the rest of the world, right? As you know, I think it was about 2 days ago when $1 was worth 100 rubles. So I just wonder what are they doing with ruble right now, because this might be very strategic, and I'm not an expert, I'm not an economist, it's just looking at this and trying to sense something that's going on. Okay, the second news is again from TASS. From today, Russia reduced its holdings of the US sovereign debt by $3 million from 36 million in May to 33 million in June, according to the latest documents released by the US Department of Treasury. Russia, once a significant holder of US state debt, started its sell-off of the US Treasury securities in spring 2018. In April 2018, Russian holdings were nearly halved from 96 billion to 48.7 billion. Next month, in May, it was, in 2018, the figure was dropping to $14.9 billion. Japan remained the biggest holder of the US state debt in June 2023, with approximately $1.1 trillion. It was followed by China. Oh my goodness, followed by China with $835 billion and the UK with $672 billion. So Russia reduced its holdings of the US sovereign debt. Where I'm standing here, guys, is called Plac Nieznanego Żołnierza, the square of the unknown soldier. Many of you who have been following me for some time, you probably recognize this place. There is a park, we might go there one day again, that I took you before. And we're not gonna walk all the way there to the statue, but you can see there is a statue of Piłsudski, quite a controversial figure. Some see him as a hero, some know other facts, so I will just leave it there. But this parade, I have to watch it, took place here because usually when there are events like big events in Poland of this historical events, some celebrations, they always come here to lay the flowers to honor. This is a memorial of the unknown soldier. And let's see, I have one more thing. Oh, this is interesting. This will be about money again, just to break the subject a little bit today. Flipping my notes. So guys, just let me 1 second, let me put this down. What I have. Okay, number of millionaires in Russia. Let's talk about that. Why not? Number of millionaires in Russia grows to 408,000 in 2022. And who has reported this? UBS, which is the Swiss bank. And this report comes from Geneva from August 15th. The total private wealth of the United States decreased, went down by $5.9 trillion in 2022, which, comparing to Russia, that ended the year with an increase, Russia increase, US decrease, Russia increase of $600 billion. The wealth, the number of dollar billionaires in Russia increased from 351 to 408,000. So 351,000 to 408,000 last year, according to this report by the Swiss bank UBS. Last year, right, when we had the beginning of the conflict in Ukraine. I mean, not really the beginning, but the military operation there. Globally, total net private wealth fell by $11.3 trillion, which is minus 2.4%, to 454 trillion at the end of last year. That was reported. Much of this decline comes from the appreciation of the US dollar against many countries. The US, which lost $5.9 trillion in 2022, tops the list of the wealth declines. Losses of 1 trillion and more were recorded. Let me flip the page. Here is something I can put here. Okay. Thank you. In Japan, China, Canada, and Australia. Okay, I stay like this so you can look at the poster behind me, right? You can see it? Okay. However, at the end of the year, growth in wealth was noted in Russia. So, Russia, the wealth went up $600 billion. In Mexico, $655 billion. In India, $675 billion up wealth. And Brazil, $1.1 trillion. On the contrary, the number of millionaires has grown in Russia from 351,000 to 408,000. Brazil, from 293 to 413. Iran, 142,000 when I say it, to 246. Mexico, 323,000 to 393,000. And Norway from 247 to 342. Now, this is interesting, the end of this article. I want to read this too. It says the average wealth level. So it looks like in terms of wealth per adult, Switzerland continues to top the list. So an average wealth for a Swiss person is $685,000 per adult, according to the Swiss bank UBS. US still ranks second, $551,000 per adult, and they are followed by Hong Kong 551, and Australia 496,000, and Denmark 409,000. So it's interesting because this again shows you the percentage of people who hold the wealth, who have the wealth, because how they can say, you look at the countries are struggling, so many countries are struggling, and how do they measure this? So the contrast between those who become more wealthy and those who are becoming poorer is getting bigger and bigger, and we all know it, don't we? Meanwhile, I am in Warsaw. I will be recording some more clips from here and attaching to this video. Apologies guys for very chaotic read today. I know that you're a very forgiving audience, and I appreciate it very much because you really have patience with the way how I deliver the news and how I make the mistakes in English, but I'm trying my best, I can bring you news in Polish, so it will be perfect, but I'm not sure if I really want to translate it into English. It will take some time. So with this being said, have a wonderful day everyone. All the links you find in the description box down below this video. I really ask you again, please join me on Locals, because it's a safe platform. If you choose to support me, thank you so much. By the way, buy me a coffee link still grows, making my trip to China becoming more and more real. And Instagram is the place where you can find my travel pictures. Join my mailing list as well. And what else? And Rumble, yes. I don't know if you can see, right at the front of the poster you see, this is the sculpture of Lech Kaczyński. So this is the twin brother of Jarosław Kaczyński, who died in that plane crash in Smolensk. So here's the statue. That's all for today everyone. Have a wonderful day, and if you want to see more of Warsaw, just stay longer at this video and you will see some clips. Lots of love. Bye guys.